Hello, my name is Zhatelier, and welcome back for another episode of Shadow Empire. In previous episode, first of all, we managed to break a bit of the enemy attack over here. There was a bit of pocket that we made there. We could potentially move these forward. Can we actually move these backwards? We probably could. Pull these back a little bit. We'll maybe push this one back here, and then maybe that one. We'll keep it as a reserve for now. We'll see what happens. They've got a bit of troops there. My hope is, actually, I could probably send these forward. My hope is to send the infantry over here to cut off the road in there, so that they won't have a connection between Salles and the rest of their city, all the areas there, so that will at least help us a little bit. I suppose I might need to get a little bit more troops around here somewhere to help maybe hold back the enemy attack on the mountains here. Not entirely sure what exactly they have there, though, which is the problem. We do, however, have some artillery. Well, actually, there's no artillery per se. It's anti-tank guns and some flak guns. I'm not entirely sure where exactly. Oh, I think it was kind of supposed to head this way to help against the push here. It's a different day for the recording, so I'm trying to remember a few things. I've done the liberty already before starting recording to set up a new city over here at Zori. We'll rename that in the, well, on the next round. But we'll have a bit of city here, so that reduces the... Because somebody's region is just massive still. We're actually going to split up over here again, so we'll have this place be a new town. But we'll want to build a bit of agriculture in there first, because that will provide us a pretty good amount of food. So hence we'll do that one first. And what it's going to be having the iron mine over here. It could also work with some of the fuel or oil fields in here, which could be handy. This one might, well, technically speaking, it would be within reach of it, but at the same time, I don't actually want to switch or build more roads through here or anything like that. So we might make another city over somewhere around here. I'm not entirely sure where yet. But that's kind of another plan. So we'll have another 3 cities that we'll make out of the region that somebody was governing earlier. But, you know, there's still going to be some good stuff. I mean, it's not necessarily that much resource production at that point anymore. It's probably going to be a lot more industry and that sort of things in here. And agriculture, I suppose. Oasis, for example, should be producing quite a bit of stuff. It is a massive amount of private food, in fact. And some public food as well, and some money. It is only level 1 farm, actually, surprisingly enough. But it's got really good terrain bonuses, so there's, I think it takes a radius of 2 hexes. Is how much the area surrounding will have an impact on the farming efficiency, and it gets 5% per hex that is farmable, so like, well, farmlands, of course, then grassy plains, and I think savanna as well, and things like that, things that are kind of easy to farm in, so that is going to be quite good. I don't think we'll be able to get, well, we might be able to get a little bit of farmlands over here, especially with the water source in, oh wow, that is a lot of water. There's a 250,000, I think that's tons of water. I don't know actually what exactly that unit is. But regardless, there's a lot of units of water in there. Admittedly, we already have 86,000 in reserve, and I think we're still losing 76,000 per round. Okay, so yeah, we're not having a shortage of water, that's for sure. Over here in the northeast, it was just holding on a relatively defendable area. I've already moved one of the units into Albertus to defend that one. We could potentially move this about to see... Okay, so there might be an enemy over there. We can't see anyone in here right now. How is the contract, by the way? I haven't checked that recently. We've still got 6 rounds. Okay, so we don't need to worry about that one, probably, for this episode at least. We are a little bit low on ammo, so... Oh, actually, let's double check the replacement troops. Do we need any? Not by the looks of it. At least not yet. Now, the second question is, what about the tackle bombers over here? Will we have the range to do some air attack on the... Oh, we do. Not particularly good odds, but I don't think there's anything that can, realistically speaking, do a lot of damage for us. Oh, we could send interceptors as well in there. I don't think they have a lot of damage to ground units, but we'll send this one out. I'm sure they'll be good, but, well, it'll go fine for us. I don't think it will damage anything, admittedly, but we can spot a lot more enemies. There is a lot of tanks in there. My goodness. So I think the biggest threat right now is the 500 or so tanks in this stack here, and quite a few tanks in here, I suppose. Yeah, there's 30 tanks there, at least. That's another 50, so there's 80 tanks total, 130, some trucks. Some recon and then some artillery. Okay, so it's a bit rough. What about artillery over here? Could we have the ranged attack with all of these? Might have pretty good damage. At least in theory. Also, it's going to be quite expensive, ammo-wise. Okay, so it didn't really deal damage. Bit of a shame. Right, well, let's go ahead and get some ammo before I forget. I think we'll get another 1,000. It'll last us for at least a little bit. Right, so we do have plenty of metal. We got okay amount of money, so we don't need to sell any of that. We got some construction work going, although actually not that much. Is there anything in Spike that... Oh, right, there is a lot of traffic going through here. I do wonder if I should increase the amount of rail traffic that we can support in here, because I think that might be starting to be a bit of an issue here. As I say, we should probably go ahead and upgrade the rail station. It'd be 6,000, it would be a bit longer range as well. It would be 15 machines, but I think we can manage that. Another thing that we could do is a power bank. We don't have a lot of capacity for storing power yet, so that could be quite useful. There's the ammo depots, which gives another 1,000 in ammo max. Of course, I don't know how much exactly we have right now. And then there's the radiation stuff. Is there... let's have a look at the government stuff. We could build the university level 2. That could be quite handy. Then in energy... alright, we could either build a power plant level 2. I don't want to spend fuel for that one, though. Or we could build a solar panel field 3. I think one of the things that we could do is get a biofuel refinery. It takes 300 food, which... Well, we're going to be building a bit more farming, I suppose, in the not-too-distant future. That would give us at least a little bit of extra fuel at all times. Or, of course, what we could do is we could just build another oil drill somewhere. There's one over here, for example, that we could build. We could build that one. Actually, that might not be a terrible idea. It's going to require a bit of a road to go there. That can be done. And then if we just build up the oil drill in here... It's only going to be taking 2 rounds. It's not too expensive. It takes a little bit of energy, but it does provide quite a bit of oil overall. And it's got 32, almost 33,000 tons in there. So that should last for a while. There's another thing that I could do and should do is build up the rail up to this point here, which is currently getting the agriculture. We might be able to even get the... Well, technically speaking, I have a feeling that just a railhead will probably do in this town, although a rail station definitely wouldn't hurt. Just take a bit more workers though, so I'm not entirely sure if we have enough of those. You know what, I'm going to save the money on that one for now. Right, so we do have a little bit of colonists that we need to send. I believe Kazoo needs it a little bit, so we'll send 200 there. And I'm pretty sure that Ansan could still use more. Maybe we can increase the food production on that island as well, and then Alberta is going to require a little bit more as well. So it's a little bit, surely. The population, although worker situation in these new cities are getting better. It's not necessarily the best, but it's getting better. Right, so one more thing that we should probably check. Can we do an attack with our tanks? So we got the all-rounders in here, and we got the, oh, that's bikers. We have our metalheads and blitzers in here, but neither one of them has the action points to move forward. I don't necessarily want to move or have all my infantry on the front line here, just in case they break through, so at least we'll have some troops to have dug in to some degree. We've got a bit of the trimmer gun level 2s here, or version 2, Mark 2s, let's just say. I believe they had the artillery in there. They're also building even more of the roads in here, which is concerning. I believe they also had something in there, but we can't see it right now. Got a bit of troops in Kazoo Raptor itself. Fuel's a bit low. Oh, right, and in the south we already moved the troops, so let's just get to the next round then. We can't attack in the south. There's probably going to be an attack with 500 tanks or something like that, though, so hopefully they attack the metalheads, because the metalheads can probably punch quite a bit of them back. But whether that will happen or not, we'll see. Oh, we did lose a little bit of infantry on the strikes there. I think it was over here in the mountains. Oh, and we're under attack by something on the island of Ansang. Oh, there's some long frogs over here. Okay, so we killed 300, we lost 200. I mean, that's not the worst. Ah, Sympathization. And guided RPG. Guided, heavy guided RPG is now something that we discovered immediately. Ah, right, so we can we could make man-pats. I believe that is going to be very good for anti-air infantry. Yeah, that's going to be really useful. We've got the grenadier infantry researched, and energy storage optimization. It's one of the apply science things. Right, well, let's have a look at the battles again real quick. So we had the bombardment over there where we lost 100 men. And there was I think that is that an airstrike or is that a bombardment? I think it's probably a bombardment. Then over here they attacked us a little bit. We destroyed some of the enemies, and over here we destroyed 200 of the long frogs and we lost 100 infantry. It was the line troops too, so those are quite old troops, admittedly. Right, well, let's have a look at the decisions. New advisor. Oh, right. I'm going to appoint this one. And then for the governor, presume we have a governor for, yes. So we'll assign that one in there. It's from the Maritime Trade House. So they can get a little bit higher on the, like, I don't remember the exact amount that they needed to have as governors to get some strong bonuses from them. Right, expanded quarrels at Oceania. What is our... What do we need to increase? Was it enforcement? Enforcement to reach 55 points. Alright then. Morale to reach 93% on the troops, and then bureaucracy point production to grow. I mean, it's already pretty close. We just need like one more bureaucratic office or something, and that would be enough. I'm probably gonna not interfere with the Oceania though. Not this time. Oh, they're offering to buy some more industrial production. We've got a decent chunk. It's still 550, but I suppose... Oh, I think we need our population. Actually, we could probably say that we need our industrial points right now as well, which is admittedly bad for the... You know what? No, we're gonna sell that just so that we can keep the relations up. The Young Turks have a clever idea. Young workers approach me to ask lower salaries for everybody. They want the money for an extra project. I could offer them a small budget. I don't know, well, like, yeah, we've got plenty of money right now, so we can afford that one. Right, so fuel research, or the Economic Council research objective. Hydroponics could be good for food production-ish, I suppose. High-tech industry is also something that, if we can get that one built, it might be a bit expensive, but once we get that one built, then that allows us to get the high-tech parts, which means that we can build a lot of the more advanced stuff, which honestly would be probably quite smart. So we'll go for that one. The military research, we could get the missiles. Quad machine guns could probably be quite good at stopping the enemy infantry. Heavy guided RPG would be probably good for better anti-tank guns. Or anti-tank weapons, rather. I'm gonna go for the laser rifles, though. Make our infantry a bit better again. Right, so operationalize, there's a storm infantry. Oh. I wonder what that is. Let's have a look. I believe we've got the formation types overview. It was storm. It's probably somewhere at the rear here. It's discovered. There we go. So it's got infantry, light, infantry, artillery, and light armor. That seems like a quite effective way to deal some damage to enemy infantry. Not necessarily so much for tanks. I think we might go with the storm infantry regardless. They did not attack in here. I do wonder if our, well, the metalheads could attack. It might be a bit risky attack, admittedly, but I think if we send in the all-rounders into that combat as well, we can see that they got about 500 tanks. We've got now 100, so it's 5-1 in their favor in that regard, but we've got much better quality tanks, or much heavier tanks. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so we lost 10 tanks. It's the all-rounders, admittedly. And then we destroyed 40. I suppose that's a pretty... Oh, actually, they lost another 10. So they lost 50 tanks. So that's 10%, we lost 10%. Yeah, I guess it could be better. Go ahead and get a replacement tank for that. So I guess we can go for the all-rounder 3s for that. It's a bit more expensive, but damn, it's a good one. Assuming that they don't destroy with airstrikes, I guess. So anything happened in here, they tried to go for that one. Okay, they got some tanks there. We can't quite attack it right now. Keep the air guns a bit to the rear. Right, so we can see that there's a bit of tanks over here as well. We are at least in Savannah, which does give us a bit of entrenchment. Not a lot, though. How much is the initial... Oh, 37. Okay, so that is what we have right now. I mean, it's better than nothing. So that gives us a bit of bonus in defending. Over here, we're defending in the mountains. We've got some trimmer guns. That should already help quite nicely. We've got plenty of metal. The ammo we did use quite a bit, as expected. Let's go ahead and bring in the... Well, you know what? We'll let them be over here for a little bit to recuperate with the fuel and all that. There's a bit of enemies over there. I'm pretty sure they've got enemies in here already. But if they want to attack us, they need to attack across the river. Or, well, I suppose they can get down there, but... We'll keep the troops in here just to be on the safe side. And in the north, we got attacked a little bit. Did we still need some replan? No, I think we did have the infantry already to replace the ones there. We could do a quick little artillery strike in here. What do we know about these troops? So the readiness seems to be pretty decent still on these. Actually, not on all of them. Let's do a range attack on these first. Okay, so we did not do anything meaningful in there. I don't suppose we... Well, we did actually reduce the readiness a little bit. So, in theory, if we were to do attack with the mercenaries and maybe the recon vehicles... Oh, we did get a kill. We didn't lose anything, we did get one kill. So that's kind of good enough, I suppose. I mean, at least some progress has been made. We did a little bit of exploration in here. I don't know where exactly the enemy would be in here. Can I... Oh, there it is. Well, now we do. We could do a bit of an artillery strike, actually. But we don't have a lot of artillery in here, but if we can deal a bit of damage on them, maybe get a lucky kill or something. Or at least reduce their readiness a bit. Well, we've got double hit there. I guess that's better than nothing. We could also do another artillery strike over here. Maybe we can deal a bit more damage. Oh, there we go. We destroyed a tank from there. A bit of light armor, but still. Okay, so we got a kill. They did not kill anything from us. I guess that's a fair trade. And we... Did we... I don't know if we destroyed that entire unit. Maybe not. But at least we destroyed something from that unit. We had the battle there already. We moved the troops in the south. So I'm just going to double check the construction work. We probably got the... Oh, right. First of all, over here we need to do a quick little call to the governor. Change the name. We are allowing emergency food. That might cost us a little bit, but it's probably for the best to do that regardless. Confirm the orders there. And then once we have the farm in here, how is somebody's population right now anyway? There's a little bit private jobs, not too many though. We could possibly start working on the rail station. It does require a little bit of workers as well, but that does mean that we'll have a bit better situation as a whole in here. And plus, you know, I suppose that if we have a rail station in here, then that will be pretty good bringing the resources, especially from the north, in here into the main network, and that will be quite useful. I think what we might want to do soon enough, though, is maybe split the areas into two sectors. So we could maybe have, like, somebody be part of the... or make the capital for the northern half of our nation, and then Spike can be the capital of the southern half. So the distance between those two isn't too bad, but we could have two supreme headquarters. So there's the northern one and then the southern one, so there's not necessarily quite as much resource going between these. But that shouldn't be a problem. If need be, we can just transfer between the headquarters then later on. We do have a bit of colonists, though. I suppose one of the things we should have a look is how about... Oh, yeah, we do need a bit more workers in here. We need at least another 300. We'll send the 300 in there. We'll send another 300 into Albertus. Still need more workers there, but at least it's growing. Oh, and that is causing some logistical issues in here. We could, technically speaking, use our artillery to deal a bit of damage on the enemy. Down to the southwest. It's mostly motorcycles, so they should be somewhat possible targets at least. Oh, there we go. We got another kill. Okay, so we've got a kill and a hit. Oh, these are veteran already. I'm not necessarily entirely surprised. Can we replace these with something? Nope, we cannot. Not through that menu anyway. They got the tanks in here. I suppose, yeah, this must be a tank headquarters in here. And the headquarters might be all the way there. There is an airfield in here. I don't think they've used the airfield recently. We'll see how it goes. We've got the anti-tank guns over here. This is Tundra. How much is the defensiveness in that? No, there's 0 initial entrenchment. That's not great. What about in the snow plains in here? 25. Okay, so that might even be better defending in there rather than over here in the open. We do have our tanks at least ready to help. And should be able to hold them back quite nicely. We've got 20 all-rounder 2 or Mark 2s and 30 all-rounder Mark 3s. So these are the ones with the polymer plating, which, you know, it's not quite as heavy, and it actually has a highly overpowered engine, so that gives us more movement speed. Of course, the older ones are still sort of holding us back. And, of course, it does use still a lot of fuel per... Well, it's not quite as much fuel, actually. That's a double diesel engine, and then this one's got still a double diesel engine, but it is less fuel per hex. I suppose it weighs a lot less. But my goodness, the hit points versus non-infantry is pretty high, 1500. So that should work quite nice. Let's take a quick look at the research. I mean, we don't have too much research ongoing yet. The Trimmer Gun 2 is going to be done soon, and then we could maybe redo the RPGs with the heavier stuff. Or the Gaia. Oh, actually, we could maybe do the man-pads. I think having it... Oh, actually, yeah. If we can get some man-pads over here in the mountains to fire down any planes that they might have there. Same probably on this side, to be fair. Have a bit of the man-pads spread around here. Especially on the mountains, those should be quite good. Because high entrenchment values in there. And then, of course, the enemy is going to have some hard times. Actually, is that... Well, actually, the planes aren't really affected by it. But at the same time, the defense modifier... Oh, well, rather the... initial entrenchment in there is 150 for infantry. And max is 300, so that is quite a massive boost for defense. But anyway, let's get to the next round. It's been a bit of a slow episode thus far, I do admit. Ah, there's the artillery. Oh, they're trying to attack. We lost a bit of machine guns, but we destroyed some of their tanks in the far south. And we lost a bit of infantry on the mountains again. We might have to retreat a little bit from there. Okay, we killed 10 tanks, we lost 300 infantry. Not exactly the... Oh, right, there we go. We got the Trimmer Gun 3. And... Right, the governor of Zhate has left. Right, well, I guess we need a new governor then. Well, I don't... No, we can't assign it yet. It's going to be next round. Right, I guess we can hire another faction candidate. If those research... No, I don't think we need to do changes there. A new model, let's go for the... Actually, can we get the man-pad? Yes, it's going to take a little bit extra. We go for the man-pad, so that is 40 air firepower, 45 power. Takes a little bit of ammo. We can put in the heavy combat armor for those, so those are quite effective. Or, well, quite heavy at least. Protest against high income tax in Kazoo. We can increase the government and autocracy. Cost 1 credit and 1... Okay. It's actually not that much. But there's a protest in... You know what, we'll just try to talk to them. Ah, we failed. Okay, well that didn't go all that well then. Offering to buy industrial points in Ansong D. Talent recruitment drive, I am going to pre-hire the talent. But then we are going to sell some of the industrial points. There's 700 industrial points. Oh, actually, that's pretty rubbish price. No, we're going to need that ourselves instead. That area is fine. We've probably got this area now mostly... Well, the agriculture has been built at least. How is the... Oh, the rail... Well, we started the rail construction, but it's not quite yet done. There is that. Right, so in the south we took a little bit of losses on infantry. Let's actually go ahead and get the replacement troops first. So we need some more of the GI3s. Produce 500 of them. So there's a few extras at least, and we need a bit of machine gunners. Also get a few extras there. We did actually not lose anything else, did we? No, it was just the infantry. Alright then. Well, can we attack with the tanks over here? No, we cannot. At least we've got the AA guns here. Let's just double check the battles real quick. So there was the airstrike in here, where we did not destroy them. We did have our flak guns at least helping with the situation, so that's good. We didn't unfortunately shoot them, but maybe we pushed them back, even if we didn't damage them. Then they tried to attack with their tanks, but they lost 10 tanks and we lost 100 infantry. And over here they were still clearing out some of the enemies there, and then there's the artillery strike on the mountains. So I think what we may need to do indeed is retreat over here in the mountains a little bit. They won't be able to reach this area quite yet then. And there's still a fairly solid line there. How about our metalheads? No, that the blitzers. And metalheads cannot attack right now. The all-rounders could, but there's still 500 also tanks in here. I suppose we did destroy, what, 50 total? So there might be 450, but it's still a bit rough, I admit. What about the Hueys? Do we have range for the air attack? We could do an air attack. There was a lot of hits, but no kills, unfortunately. But I suppose it should reduce the readiness a bit further. Yeah, it does. So if we were to now do a range attack, send in everything again, we might get some good hits there. Oh, there we go. Destroy artillery piece. And a bunker buster. There we go. It's a bit expensive using the rocket artillery, admittedly. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and get another 1,000 or so ammunition. That will last us for a brief moment at least. Over here, it's fairly peaceful. I mean, we're bombarding them with our artillery, but that's about it. In the south, they are amassing troops. I suppose their readiness... Well, some of the troops might have a bit of low readiness, at least. Not all of them, but at the same time, we can't really attack with our troops there either. So how are we doing in terms of the movement in here? We could probably move a little bit closer. I don't know if they've got an airfield nearby. They might not have it. Oh, and that one pushed out into the open. So there is something in here. I think it might be actually some... What does it doesn't say anything about the unit. If we move this one in... No, still no information. Move that back. That's a bit of a shame. Is that is still some of the... How good... No, they're not particularly great, the motorcycle troops here. Wait, hold on. What do they have as an armor? Them suit. That's it. And then they got a ghost rifle, which, you know, a ghost rifle might be pretty decent, admittedly. What do we have on our infantry, anyway? We've got gas-powered carbines. And they've got ghost rifles. Okay, so it's not quite the same. But neither one is using the good old conventional weapons as such anymore, I suppose. Right, so they've got the leopards there. We could potentially bring these closer. But I suppose it might be better for us to just hold the flank there. These ones... Right, tanks are not ready. These are, well... Oh yeah, we do have a bit of trimmer guns in here at least, so that might be helping us hold our ground. I mean, at least we're now getting some of the entrenchment already in there for the infantry, which means that the next time they attack, which might not be all that close, actually. Right, we do have the anti-tank in here. I'm kind of thinking maybe I should try to attack with the artillery, but I think, or the anti-tankers, but I think it might be too risky right now. Right, we're still on the same route. Oh, let's get to the next one then. An airstrike on our artillery, actually. Oh, there's the attack. Oh, we killed 170 tanks. We lost 10 metalheads and some infantry, but we held. So yeah, so we killed 170 tanks. We lost 300 infantry and 10 tanks. I think that's a decent trade. Right, so now I believe we need a governor again. Well, you got pretty good suitability rating, so I'm going to appoint you there. Increase the relations quite a bit as well. Then, let's start over here. Staff Council priorities. No, I don't think we need to... Well, I could maybe go ahead and reduce the Discover order of battle a little bit further. So we'll go 55% into the the thing of the magic in there. Right, I've got a minor worker strike in Spokomania. It's not too high a portion of the population, but I suppose we could still just... You know what, how is it? Autocracy right now. It is the highest one that we have. Just barely, but I'm going to start leaning into it a little bit further. And the protest against high income tax in Spike. We don't really have that high income tax, do we? I mean, it's 25%, I suppose, but still. Sending troops to end this protest. We could do that. Or we could try go and talk to the protesters. It's a difficulty of 100, but we got a plus 57 in there. Oh, there we go, we succeeded. I mean, unrest did increase a little bit, but it's not too bad. Oh, and there's protests in Kazoo again. Over here we only get plus 26, so I'm gonna give one-time sum, so it's a tiny bit of credit that we need to pay. Roaming things in Albertus, you will have our full support. Ah, we succeeded. Danger was increased a tiny bit, but it's not too bad. Warless quarrels. The Odin Sea, okay. I could probably increase the fist a little bit. And then the expansion quarrels, so the... Oh, that's an Odin Sea. You know, we're gonna increase the relations with them a tiny bit. Athena Community offers to help us. Will it decline the offer? I believe that is at least... Well, it's not gonna decrease the relations with them. I think we're mostly fine. Without their help. It's just, you know, it's gonna take a while for us to stabilize two fronts, or fight in two fronts at the same time, or against two major powers at the same time. Right, so we do have the tanks available now. Let's go ahead and attack the enemy tanks to the south. There we go, we pushed them back. So now if we wanted to push forward, we could probably do that. Question is, of course, how close do we want to get? Is that one? That's planes as well. I'm going to move in the air guns a little bit to the side, or closer to the city here. But if we can push along the road here, cut off the connection between this city and their capital, then that will maybe make it possible for us to conquer this. I think we are going to need a bit more troops in the South Amber to achieve that. But I do also realize that we are actually out of time for this episode, so if you enjoyed this, please like or subscribe if you haven't already. Also, the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.